You will move out soon in mid-August. See now the photo of the place where you will be living. Archangel Michael says, the hour is near and the boxes in your mind have already begun to seal themselves with quiet courage. Your spirit has noticed the shift before your hands have touched a single roll of tape. Mid-August opens like a bright door at the end of a hallway you have walked for years. Archangel Michael says, do not be afraid of the unknown street where your feet have not yet taken a step. The road is already memorized by your future, the pavement holding the imprint of your coming joy. Every turn knows your name as if it were painted there at dawn. Archangel Michael says, the move is not just an address change, it is a permission slip signed by heaven. It releases you from rooms that grew too small for your expanding hope. It invites you to a window that finally fits the size of your sunrise. Archangel Michael says, breathe and listen to the soft rhythm beneath the noise of logistics. The schedule may look sharp on paper, but the timing is tender and purposeful. Mid-August means alignment, not pressure. Archangel Michael says, you have outgrown the apologies you made for wanting more light. You will not apologize for stepping into it now. The light, in fact, has been practicing how to greet you. Archangel Michael says, take a step with me into a vision that looks like a photograph held up to the sun. The edges are warm and the details are gentle but exact. You will see the place before you ever touch its keys. Archangel Michael says, see now the photo of the place where you will be living. The frame holds a building with soft, pale walls and a balcony lined with simple railing, just high enough to promise safety and just low enough to promise conversation with the sky. In the lower corner, a potted plant leans toward the light as if it heard that you were coming. Archangel Michael says, the balcony catches the gold of mornings that do not rush you. A delicate breeze carries the smell of nearby tea stalls and late jasmine from a neighbor's window. Your first cup will taste different there, somehow fuller, as if the cup learned your story overnight. Archangel Michael says, look again at the photograph and notice the door. It is not grand, but it is faithful, with a handle that turns without resistance. On the far side of that handle is peace that does not brag. Archangel Michael says, the living room is honest with its space. It does not pretend to be more than it is, and yet it stretches because your laughter will make it larger. The ceiling fan hums like a quiet friend who knows when not to speak. Archangel Michael says, there is a small scratch on the hallway wall where a previous dream brushed by. Do not worry about imperfections. They are proof that life found a way in. You will add your own gentle marks, and together they will make a map of belonging. Archangel Michael says, your bedroom faces a soft slice of sky. At dusk it wears lavender and at dawn it wears rose. Both colors are yours now. Archangel Michael says, the window in that bedroom opens easily. When you pull it, it gives a little sigh like relief, like someone waited too long to exhale. You will sleep well, because the air there remembers how to be generous. Archangel Michael says, the kitchen is not huge, but it is honest and bright. It wants to be a studio where simple food becomes a ritual of care. The first thing you cook will not just feed you, it will announce you to the walls. Archangel Michael says, there is a sink that sings when the water starts, the sound small and silver. On a nail near the window, a hook waits for your favorite cup. The cup will catch morning light and teach it how to sit quietly. Archangel Michael says, the bathroom is modest but steady, a place where steam writes soft messages on the mirror. You will wipe those messages and see a face that looks rested. That face will not be surprised by its own joy. Archangel Michael says, there is a narrow shelf in the corner of the living room that will hold the plant you did not know you wanted. It will be green and forgiving. It will grow because you are safe. Archangel Michael says, the floor is a familiar earth tone tile, cool even on warm afternoons. Your footsteps will learn its rhythm. Soon the rhythm will feel like home. Archangel Michael says, the photograph shows a hallway with light pooling at the end like a quiet promise. Promises do not shout, they wait where you can find them with ordinary steps. Each step will count and none will be wasted. Archangel Michael says, mid-August carries a key hidden in its breath. Between one evening and the next morning, the key will feel heavier in your palm because it understands its purpose. You will turn it, and your future will softly click into place. Archangel Michael says, when you pack, touch each object once and bless it with a simple goodbye or a simple come along. Some things are companions and some were lessons, both deserve gratitude. Your boxes will be lighter because you chose with intention. Archangel Michael says, do not second-guess the timing. Your heart already made the decision and your life is catching up. Regret will have no address to forward to. Archangel Michael says, you will discover a neighborhood that recognizes your pace. The shopkeeper near the corner will learn your order without asking, and the child upstairs will wave as if you've always lived there. Roads that welcome you will also protect you. Archangel Michael says, listen to the silence of the new place at noon. It is not empty, it is attentive. It makes room for your thoughts to finish their sentences. Archangel Michael says, you have waited long enough to feel untangled. The knots are softer now, and under your fingers they give way. The future loosens like ribbon pulled free. Archangel Michael says, in the photograph, notice the sunlight on the floor by the window. That is where your first book will rest open. The story you read there will somehow understand you. Archangel Michael says, the first evening rain will come like a kind rehearsal. It will wipe the dust from the balcony rail and make a drum out of the street. You will stand and watch, and the rain will stand and bless. Archangel Michael says, the bed will be placed so that your dreams can find the window. Dreams, like birds, prefer a way out if the room grows too full. They will return at morning with small gifts in their beaks. Archangel Michael says, you will hang a photograph of someone you love on the hallway wall. It will keep the light company. The light will keep you company. Archangel Michael says, the new doorbell will ring with a tone you will learn in a day. Every ring will come with a tiny question that is not a question at all. Are you ready for good visitors? The answer will be yes. Archangel Michael says, the first night may feel unfamiliar, like a song you know but with new instruments. Trust the melody. It is the same one that carried you here. It only sounds different because you are hearing it clearly. Archangel Michael says, pack one small bag with tenderness, a soft shirt, a candle, a notebook, a pen. On your first night, open that bag as if it were a letter to yourself. You will read comfort in everything you chose. Archangel Michael says, the neighbors are kind in ordinary ways. Someone waters their plants at the same time each day, and someone else feeds a small stray with a practiced hand. The building's heartbeat is steady because it is full of small kindnesses. Archangel Michael says, "Bring a little rug for the entryway. Put your hand on it and tell it to hold each footstep gently. Your home will begin at that exact square of floor." Archangel Michael says, "The room that will become your favorite was not obvious at first glance. It reveals itself to those who linger. You will linger and be rewarded." Archangel Michael says, "Place your table near the window where the light behaves like a polite friend. Eat there often. Let conversations curl up in that corner and fall asleep content." Archangel Michael says, "The move will not break you, it will knit you. Each lifted box will return to you a piece of yourself you thought you lost. You will arrive carrying more of you than you left with." Archangel Michael says, "The staircase up to your door will teach you patience on good days and resilience on long ones. Take them one at a time. Every landing is a small victory." Archangel Michael says, "The street below is a ribbon that ties you to the city. It will hold your rushing mornings and your slow evenings. It will know when to be quiet." Archangel Michael says, "You will find a quiet place for your shoes, a faithful space for your books, and an honest spot for your jacket at the end of the day. Routine is not a cage, it is a hammock. Let it hold you when the world is loud." Archangel Michael says, "At dawn the balcony will draw you outside with bare feet. The tile will be cool and forgiving. The air will say your name without getting it wrong." Archangel Michael says, "Place one small bowl near the window to catch the light. Let it fill and overflow in invisible ways. Some mornings you will swear the room glows a little softer because of it." Archangel Michael says, "The new place will not expect perfection from you. It asks only for presence. Give it your presence and it will return a peace that doesn't need performance." Archangel Michael says, "Your old rooms will be grateful you lived there. Say goodbye without bitterness. Departure is a compliment to the journey, not an insult to the past." Archangel Michael says, "Let your final sweep of the old floor be a blessing. Dust carries stories, and you have too many good ones to leave behind. The breeze will take them where they need to go." Archangel Michael says, "The keys to the new door will feel like cool coins in your palm. They represent access, not pressure. Turn them like you turn a page." Archangel Michael says, "You will step inside and the first word you hear will be your own breath saying, 'Yes.' That yes will echo in the paint, in the fan, in the panes of glass. The house will answer back with a quiet yes of its own." Archangel Michael says, "Put water to boil on your first afternoon. Steam is a gentle way to introduce yourself to a kitchen. Let it rise and touch the ceiling with welcome." Archangel Michael says, "Choose a corner for reflection. Not a shrine to worry, but a chair where your thoughts can sit down and remove their shoes. Rest begins where your mind feels unjudged." Archangel Michael says, "Through the thin, kind curtains, daylight will practice patience on your walls. Even on busy days, the light will not rush you. It will keep showing up because that is what true light does." Archangel Michael says, "Call a friend after you set down your suitcase. Let your voice fill the new space with a familiar sound. Friendship travels quickly between rooms that are ready." Archangel Michael says, "The photograph in your mind will match the reality in quiet ways. A detail will meet you exactly where you expected it, like the way the hallway holds afternoon shadow. You will feel guided, not guessing. Archangel Michael says, place a small note on the inside of the door that reads, "You made it." Every time you leave and return, let the note greet you. Arrival is a daily habit. Archangel Michael says, you will learn the sound of the elevator cables and the timing of the street lamps. These sounds and lights will become your neighborhood's lullaby. In a week, you will hum along without noticing. Archangel Michael says, buy fresh fruit for the first morning. Simple sweetness belongs at the start. Let the juice remind you that beginnings can be tender. Archangel Michael says, unpack slowly enough to enjoy it. Each item has a small story about why it stayed. Listening turns unpacking into gratitude. Archangel Michael says, the mirror by the window will surprise you. It will show you a face unburdened by rooms that didn't fit. It will show you a future that sits comfortably on your shoulders. Archangel Michael says, lay out clean sheets and smooth them with both hands. The fabric will catch a hint of sunlight and keep it for later. You will sleep inside a quiet shimmer. Archangel Michael says, on a shelf near the kitchen, keep an empty jar. Fill it with small notes of moments that made you smile. When days feel thin, open the jar and thicken them with memory. Archangel Michael says, there is a tiny mark on the balcony rail where someone once rested a cup. Place your cup there and join an invisible conversation across time. Continuity is a kind of comfort. Archangel Michael says, the first time you hear rain on the new roof, pause. Let it trace a map you do not need to read. It will lead you to the center of yourself without leaving the room. Archangel Michael says, fold the cardboard and flatten the tape when you are finished. Tell the boxes they did their job well. Release them without resentment. Archangel Michael says, your new address is not a secret the world will use against you. It is a truth that will work in your favor. Your mail will carry better news than you expected. Archangel Michael says, when neighbors pass in the hallway, let your hello be simple and warm. Kindness is the most reliable security system. It alarms only when needed and sleeps the rest of the time. Archangel Michael says, in the late afternoon, the living room will hold a long rectangle of light. Step into it like a stage not meant for performance, only presence. Presence is the standing ovation of the soul. Archangel Michael says, learn the path to the nearest park or patch of green. Let your feet remember grass. Even cities bow a little when you carry peace back to your building. Archangel Michael says, there will be evenings where a quiet song fits the room like a soft sweater. Play it without thinking too hard. Joy doesn't always need a reason. It often just needs a place. Archangel Michael says, place a small basket near the door for burdens you don't want to carry past the threshold. Drop them in and pick them up only if they still fit your life. Many will not. Archangel Michael says, be as gentle with yourself as you are with fragile dishes. Your heart is durable, but even durable things deserve careful hands. Care becomes strength when practiced daily. Archangel Michael says, if you feel waves of old sadness as you unpack, let them roll through without building a home in you. Emotions are visitors. You are the host who sets kind boundaries. The room will learn to hold joy longer. Archangel Michael says, claim a morning ritual. It could be 3 deep breaths on the balcony, a stretch in the doorway, or a Thank you whispered to the day. Ritual turns hours into allies. Archangel Michael says, you will notice how the hallway smells different after rain, like metal and memory. You will notice how the elevator button glows like a small promise. These are not accidents, they are invitations to belong. Archangel Michael says, hang a wind chime if you like, somewhere the breeze can find it. Let gentle sound lace through your afternoons. Music teaches walls to listen. Archangel Michael says, stock the freezer with a kindness for your future self. You are moving, yes, but you are also caretaking. The caretaker inside you deserves to be cared for, too. Archangel Michael says, learn the safest routes home after dark and memorize them by heart. Safety is love wearing practical shoes. Your steps will be sure and your nights will be calm. Archangel Michael says, set aside a drawer for letters you will write yourself in the months ahead. Say the things you wish you had heard earlier. Then read them when the season asks for softness. Archangel Michael says, beware of measuring your joy by square footage. Measure it by depth of breath, ease of sleep, and readiness to laugh. This house is big enough for all of that. Archangel Michael says, add a small lamp in the corner that loves shadows. Light and shadow are friends when neither tries to win. Your evenings will be art without any effort. Archangel Michael says, the street below will sometimes be busy and sometimes be still. Let both teach you. Rhythm is the city's way of saying you are included. Archangel Michael says, leave one box intentionally unopened for a week. Let it sit like a quiet guest. In 7 days, you will know whether its contents still matter. Archangel Michael says, take a photo from your balcony on your first morning. Do not post it right away. Keep it like a secret handshake between you and the day. Archangel Michael says, buy fresh flowers when you can and even when you think you cannot. A single stem in a glass is enough to remind the room to bloom. You will mirror it. Archangel Michael says, start a tiny library near the window. Books are companions that arrive already understanding silence. They will watch the light with you and never complain. Archangel Michael says, if the kettle whistles while you are far away in thought, let the sound bring you back gently. Return does not need to be abrupt. It can be a soft landing every time. Archangel Michael says, stand in the doorway some evenings and look out at the corridor. Bless those who pass and those who pause. A blessed hallway learns to echo softly. Archangel Michael says, sometimes you will cook too much rice. Keep a container ready for shared meals. Abundance grows by being given, not hoarded. Archangel Michael says, hang a calendar not to chase days but to gather them. Circle mid-August as the threshold you crossed. Remember how brave you were without calling it bravery. Archangel Michael says, if you find yourself smiling alone in the kitchen, let it happen. Joy often sneaks in through the small door of ordinary tasks. Keep that door unlocked. Archangel Michael says, when the wind visits, open the curtains and let it move the room. Movement helps a house wake up fully. You will feel the same. Archangel Michael says, keep a notepad near the bed for midnight thoughts. Write them down and return to rest. The page will hold them without judgment. Archangel Michael says, know that this home will hold celebrations you have not yet imagined. It will also hold quiet recoveries. Both are sacred and both belong here. Archangel Michael says, invite light in at the angles it prefers. Tilt the blinds until the room nods. A nodding room is easy to live in. Archangel Michael says, greet your reflection at the entrance mirror with a gentle nod. Recognize the one who moved mountains made of tape and cardboard. That person is you, and you are worthy of this ease. Archangel Michael says, whenever doubt tries the lock, remember how the key felt sure in your hand. Remember how the door gave way instead of resisting. Confidence is the shape of doors that are meant for you. Archangel Michael says, you are not late. You are right on time for the season that needs your voice. Your new address expects you the way a stage expects music. Archangel Michael says, set a simple table and eat your first meal intentionally. Taste is sharper in rooms that welcome you. Even salt learns your name. Archangel Michael says, mid-August will place a soft stamp on your calendar and your heart. You will look back and know this was the week you came home to yourself. The address will be the proof, but the feeling will be the truth. Archangel Michael says, the photograph you saw is already becoming memory because your feet are ready to make it real. Walk into it. Let the frame fall away as life steps forward. Archangel Michael says, sleep now in the last nights of the old space with gratitude. Wake soon in the first mornings of the new space with wonder. Both kinds of mornings are faithful. Archangel Michael says, your story has rooms you have not yet entered. This is one of them, and it is generous. It will hold your laughter carefully and your tears gently. Archangel Michael says, the hallway light will blink once when you first arrive and then steady itself. Take that as a welcome, not a warning. Steady is the language of home. Archangel Michael says, the photo of your new place has served its purpose. It has introduced you. Now the door would like to shake your hand. Turn the key and let your future speak plainly. Archangel Michael says, all that is needed is already within reach. Courage is packed. Hope is labeled. Peace is riding in the front seat beside you. Archangel Michael says, open the windows and let the day learn your voice. Your voice will sound different here, stronger and softer at the same time. The walls will answer with warmth. Archangel Michael says, you are moving out soon because you are moving into who you are. The calendar agrees. The city nods. Archangel Michael says, the photo showed a balcony, a door, a room, and a window. What it could not show was the size of your new breath. You will measure it when you arrive. Archangel Michael says, welcome home in advance. The address is waiting politely for your footsteps. Bring them with confidence and leave them everywhere. Archangel Michael says, when the last box is opened and the last piece of tape is thrown away, sit down on the floor and lean your back against the couch. Feel the hum of the building through the tile. Feel the hum of your life through your chest. Archangel Michael says, the move is a chapter turn you perform with both hands. You will not tear the page. You will not lose your place. Archangel Michael says, keep the photograph tucked into a book even after you arrive. Someday you will look at it and laugh at how small the image was compared to the living room you grew inside it. That laughter will ring like a bell down the hallway. Archangel Michael says, you have permission to be happy here. You have permission to rest here. You have permission to begin again here. Archangel Michael says, mid-August belongs to you now. Let it leave a kindness on your calendar every year. Let that kindness remind you of this brave, beautiful crossing. Archangel Michael says, I stand at the threshold with you and point to the light across the floor. It is moving slowly but certainly toward the door. It wants to meet you just inside. Archangel Michael says, step forward. The room will widen. The future will sit down and stay. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, the day of the move shines like a coin in your palm. It gleams because it is chosen. It feels steady because it is right. Archangel Michael says, sunrise arrives with trucks that hum like friendly bees. The street stretches and makes room for your new beginning. Your name fits the morning. Archangel Michael says, each box you lift returns a memory that no longer feels heavy. You nod to the past and keep your footing in the present. The future walks beside you like a calm friend. Archangel Michael says, your first step into the new room lands softly. The floor accepts your weight as if it rehearsed it. The walls breathe a little wider. Archangel Michael says, open the curtains and let the day stroll in. Light wanders through the space and chooses its favorite corners. Those corners are yours now. Archangel Michael says, place your bag on the table near the window. The table listens with its grain and understands your story. It agrees to hold your next chapter. Archangel Michael says, the photo becomes a map you no longer need to check. The hallway curves exactly as you imagined. The balcony greets you with the same steady rail. Archangel Michael says, you find a small breeze that likes the kitchen best. It plays with the spice jars and learns their names. Even the air feels neighborly. Archangel Michael says, a bird perches on the balcony for a heartbeat. It surveys the scene as if doing a gentle inspection. It approves without making a sound. Archangel Michael says, you set down a plant and it relaxes into its new light. Leaves tilt with relief. Roots begin to trust the space. Archangel Michael says, the first song you play becomes the room's memory of you. The notes stitch themselves into the paint. The paint hums quietly when you smile. Archangel Michael says, water boils in the kettle with small silver laughter. Steam writes a soft welcome on the glass. You learn the new rhythm in a single sip. Archangel Michael says, the neighbors move past your door with simple kindness. A nod is exchanged like a warm token. Community begins without ceremony. Archangel Michael says, the street below keeps you company without asking for attention. Its rhythm is useful, never loud on purpose. It knows when you need quiet. Archangel Michael says, hang your first picture in the hallway. The nail finds the stud on the first try like a sign of favor. The frame sits straight without argument. Archangel Michael says, the bedroom swallows your sigh like a gentle sea. The bed welcomes your weight without complaint. The pillow knows your name by evening. Archangel Michael says, the night arrives and does not press on your chest. It settles like a soft blanket. Sleep meets you at the doorway without delay. Archangel Michael says, morning gives you a private sunrise that feels handcrafted. The light arrives at an angle that flatters everything it touches. Your face looks rested in it. Archangel Michael says, you walk barefoot to the balcony and count a few steady breaths. The day answers with a promise that fits inside your lungs. Calm becomes your first habit. Archangel Michael says, Place your books in a row that pleases your eye. Spines whisper of adventures you can resume at will. The shelf becomes a quiet friend. Archangel Michael says, the kitchen asks for onions and possibility. You answer with oil, a wooden spoon, and patient heat. The room learns your flavor. Archangel Michael says, a call comes from someone who has cheered you on from far away. Their voice fills the room and makes it warmer. Distance shrinks when hearts are sure. Archangel Michael says, the floor tile keeps its cool in the afternoon. Your steps become measured and sure. Movement arranges peace rather than chaos. Archangel Michael says, you open a drawer and it does not stick. Things slide into place with simple obedience. Ease becomes your daily language. Archangel Michael says, the first rain over your new roof sounds like a blessing written in water. The balcony rail gathers tiny diamonds. You watch them and feel rich. Archangel Michael says, schedule yourself into the day without apology. Rest gets a time slot. Joy gets recurring appointments. Archangel Michael says, choose a chair for reading that respects your back and your dreams. The cushion learns the shape of your attention. Stories arrive without struggle. Archangel Michael says, the elevator's soft bell no longer startles. It rings like a neighbor knocking with good news. Familiarity settles in without notice. Archangel Michael says, label one box, later, and let it wait. Time will reveal what belongs and what was only passing through. Wisdom often arrives slowly and on schedule. Archangel Michael says, your shoes find their spot by the door like they always knew. Order is not control, order is comfort. The entrance becomes a promise of return. Archangel Michael says, the street vendor 3 buildings down waves as if you have met before. You return the wave and mean it. Patterns begin to weave themselves. Archangel Michael says, in the afternoon, the hallway gathers a soft shadow that looks like a rug made of dusk. You walk through it and do not break it. It follows you politely. Archangel Michael says, you place a glass of water near the window to catch a small shimmer. The shimmer deepens the color of the day. The day thanks you for the gesture. Archangel Michael says, your phone rests face down while you breathe. Silence does its work without interruption. Focus turns minutes into friendly companions. Archangel Michael says, a small drawer becomes your cabinet of simple treasures. A ticket stub, a ribbon, a note to self. Memory arranges itself like calm weather. Archangel Michael says, practice the route to the market until it becomes muscle memory. Your feet learn which paving stones are proud and which are shy. The city reveals its polite secrets. Archangel Michael says, the first week passes like a gentle page turn. Each day ends where it should. Each morning begins where it needs to. Archangel Michael says, invite laughter to keep its slippers here. Laughter obeys quickly when a room is kind. It returns even on quiet days. Archangel Michael says, pay attention to the way evening light paints the far corner. That corner becomes the stage for your best ideas. Creativity likes good lighting and honest rooms. Archangel Michael says, store a blanket on the couch for unexpected tenderness. Tenderness visits often in homes that are safe. It stays when it feels wanted. Archangel Michael says, a friend drops by with fruit and a story. The fruit becomes a shared sweetness and the story becomes a shared map. Friendship grows in bowls and sentences. Archangel Michael says, your breath and the ceiling fan keep time. This is a band that never argues. The rhythm carries you through chores with quiet grace. Archangel Michael says, make space for a small stretch of floor where you can breathe slower. The floor understands prayer even when you do not use words. Stillness counts as progress. Archangel Michael says, anchor your evenings with a simple rule: light softer, thoughts kinder. Let your mind step out of heavy shoes. The night will carry the rest. Archangel Michael says, place a small notebook on the entry table. Write one sentence when you leave and one when you return. The book becomes a companion that measures growth in gentle lines. Archangel Michael says, keep a bowl of lemons where light finds them. Their color teaches courage without noise. Their scent teaches hope without effort. Archangel Michael says, choose a night to cook for yourself like you are a guest worth impressing. You are. The room applauds with the sound of forks and soft music. Archangel Michael says, the balcony allows you to become a student of sky. Clouds share their passing syllabus. You learn that movement can be calm. Archangel Michael says, water the plant and watch the leaves uncurl. Uncurling is a language you speak fluently now. Your days unfurl the same way. Archangel Michael says, mark the calendar with a small dot for each morning you wake feeling free. Dots gather like constellations you can navigate. Navigation becomes natural. Archangel Michael says, greet your reflection at dusk and notice the peace in your shoulders. Peace is posture as much as feeling. This house has taught you both. Archangel Michael says, let the door close softly when you step out. Return with the same softness. The hinge learns your kindness. Archangel Michael says, your dreams begin to arrive on time and without alarm. They take their seats near the window and wait their turn. You honor them with attention and rest. Archangel Michael says, write a letter to the person you were before mid-August. Thank them for enduring small rooms and long nights. Tell them the air is kinder here. Archangel Michael says, your steps echo in the hallway like a quiet drum. The beat is steady and patient. It sounds like belonging. Archangel Michael says, store spare keys where responsibility can find them. Preparedness is kindness to your future self. Calm grows when surprises shrink. Archangel Michael says, learn the names of the security guard and the building keeper. Names are bridges that last. Bridges make every arrival smoother. Archangel Michael says, one evening a breeze carries the scent of something sweet from a neighbor's kitchen. You inhale and feel included. Community can travel through air. Archangel Michael says, place your favorite pen on the desk where morning finds it. Writing becomes water when pen and day agree. Words arrive without being chased. Archangel Michael says, attend to the small squeak of a wardrobe hinge and fix it. Little repairs teach big confidence. The house thanks you in quiet clicks. Archangel Michael says, your phone captures a second photo from the balcony, not to prove but to remember. The image holds a sky that trusted you enough to turn gold. You put the phone down and keep the moment. Archangel Michael says, gift the old space a final thought of gratitude. Gratitude closes circles without knots. The circle rests and you do too. Archangel Michael says, breathe into the new space like it is a promise kept. The promise answers by staying. Staying is the sweetest music. Archangel Michael says, Your calendar now shows a steady line of days that do not hurt to look at. The line feels like a path that knows your shoes. The path welcomes your pace. Archangel Michael says, keep the evening lamp low and the kitchen clean enough to invite a midnight glass of water. Ease becomes a household habit. Habits become a quiet shield. Archangel Michael says, invite rest to become your landlord. Rest charges rent in gentle routines and paid-up gratitude. You are fully covered. Archangel Michael says, choose a phrase for the doorframe. Let it be short and true. Every step under it reads the blessing and becomes steadier. Archangel Michael says, your laughter now echoes differently. It fills the corners instead of bouncing away. Corners learn softness when you live well. Archangel Michael says, you have crossed the threshold and stayed. The staying is your victory. The quiet is your medal. Archangel Michael says, keep going exactly like this. Your home understands your heartbeat. Your heartbeat understands your home.